What I learned from the first interviews is that there was a ton of concern about using fluorofoam, which is the issue our company is trying to tackle. We got a lot of perspectives on the usage of fluorofoam, and in the end, 88% of the florists we interviewed said they were concerned with using fluorofoam, 4% said they were somewhat concerned, and 8% said they were not. And the reasons for being concerned were not what we thought. Actually, 83% cited environmental, the foam not being able to be recycled as their main concern, and only 17% cited the toxicity of the foam being their main concern. It was also very insightful to hear the different solutions and alternatives florists have been up to. This ranged from homemade contraptions like using a wet paper bag and paper towels, all the way to flower frogs that were used in the mid-20th century before foam was invented. And chicken wire, as we suspected, is a very popular alternative. So the MVP we created is a very simple prototype of what we hope Floragreen will be in the future. Through a connection to someone who worked at a garden store, we were able to get a great discount on some soil, and we then mixed the soil with a thickener to create a brownie-like consistency. So as you can see from a picture that was just up, what we did is we experimented with different levels of water and then that thickener that we were using and mixed it with the soil to produce 3 different varieties of the product. And we just bought some cut flowers from Safeway, stuck them in and kept them for a week and observed the flowers, how they were surviving. And what we learned from this on MVP was that the prototype we have right now isn't really doing a lot in terms of flower life and longevity. The tulips didn't last very long in our mixture, so that is something we will look and try to incorporate in our next round of prototypes. We created this MVP because we wanted it to reflect the main properties of our desired product. So this includes being able to keep the flowers alive, hold them in place, and also for the product to keep its shape. Although we did not hit all these benchmarks on the first go, we now know what places we need to work on. And from our second set of interviews, we saw that there was definitely an interest in our product, and actually from an older group of florists. Something I noticed right away was that people were curious and even demanding to know what was inside our product. The feedback we received was that our website was a bit too vague, and this gave me feedback to improve our website. We also learned that there was great demand not only from florists, but also distributors and wholesalers as well. And we spoke to some florists who said that they have paid more for environmentally friendly products, which is definitely a great sign. So what I plan to do next is to keep cultivating the relationship that has started with these users that have signed up. And once we have a more solid prototype, we have a handful of florists who have eagerly volunteered to test and provide feedback. And efforts of this summer will need to be mainly on product development, and I feel like that is a good step to move Floragreen forward. And we're really thankful for having that $500 budget for digital advertising, because it was a fast and simple experiment, just over 4 days, and we were able to prove that there's definitely interest for a product like this. And to have those signups is valuable because now we know who is actually interested and we have a method to communicate with them.